Good evening. Welcome to Thursday's Midlands Today from the BBC. Our main story tonight, the trial begins of 8 people accused of murdering 3 men during rioting in Birmingham last summer.
The men were killed when they were hit by a car. It happened in the early hours of August the 10th last year in the Winson Green area of the city. Families of the dead men were at Birmingham Crown Court this afternoon when closed-circuit television pictures of their last moments were shown to the jury. Our special correspondent Peter Wilson reports.
The 8 defendants arrived at court early. The youngest is 18-year-old Aaron Parkins. The other men were brought to court by the private company Geo Amery. The judge criticised the failure of the company to bring the men to court on time yesterday as a complete shambles. The families of the defendants and the victims sat in the same public gallery. Last August, Shahzad Ali, Abdul Muzavir and Tariq Jahan died when they were hit by a car outside a petrol station in Winson Green in Birmingham. The prosecution warned the jury of 9 women and 3 men that today's evidence would be shocking, and shocking it proved to be. CCTV footage showed a black Mazda car travelling along the Dudley Road. It struck 3 men. They were seen to be thrown high in the air. When those scenes were shown, there was audible gasps from the public gallery, tears from family members. The court had to be suspended for several moments to allow people to compose themselves. The 8 men in the dock are charged with the murders. They've all pleaded not guilty. The 4 in the front row were allegedly all in a black Audi car on the 10th of August. 2 of the men are said to have been in a Ford Fiesta, while 2 others are claimed to have been in the black Mazda car which struck the men. Ian Beckford is allegedly the driver of that car. Timothy Spencer, QC for the prosecution, described the role of the 3 cars.
It was the modern-day equivalent of a chariot charge. It was not accidental, it was deliberate and coordinated, and it was deadly.
Evidence was given claiming that Haroon's father, Tariq Jahan, had seen convoys of cars approaching the petrol station the night before the men were killed. Tariq Jahan claims that he saw 12 to 15 men, many of them with their faces hooded, coming here to the petrol station shop and trying to loot it. Windows were broken, bricks were thrown and money was looted. At one time, the shutters tried to be brought down, but they jammed. The victims' families headed home in the rain after a day when they'd witnessed the fatal impact which killed their son or brothers, displayed on courtroom monitors.
And Peter's outside Birmingham Crown Court now. Clearly a very emotional day, Peter. How often have you seen such an animated response in court?
Never really. A very emotional day indeed. And in fact, the jury were warned about the shocking nature of the evidence that they were going to see. They were told to prepare themselves. But of course, the family members in the public gallery, they could not prepare themselves for something like that. And everyone was told afterwards that they needed to control themselves. And it was made clear, not only to the public gallery, but also to the jury, that this case has to be heard and based on hard evidence and not on emotion.
Peter, it's a very high-profile case nationally, of course. Presumably it'll last some considerable time.
Well, there are 8 defendants, and it's important to reiterate that all 8 deny the charges of murder. We are expecting to see between 50 and 60 witnesses, and the jury themselves have been told that this case could last anywhere between 8 and 10 weeks. So a long trial indeed.
Peter Wilson, thank you.
Still ahead here tonight.